First, let's explain why 4 divided by 9 is equal to 4/9, why that equation is an aspect of keep, change, and flip. Then let's explain why this equation is true by using one visual and then another visual. Eventually, we use this knowledge to help us explain why keep, change, and flip works in general. 4 divided by 9. That is 4 over 1 divided by 9 over 1 because anything over 1 is equal to that anything. This is equal to 4 over 1 times 1/9 by using the idea of keep, change, and flip. We keep 4 over 1, we change the divide sign to a times sign, and we flip 9 over 1 to 1/9. Now we're multiplying two fractions, so we multiply both the numerators and the denominators. I explained why this is the case in the previous set of videos called Multiplying Fractions, and hopefully the link to that previous set of videos is in the description of this video. But anyway, we get 4 times 1 over 1 times 9, and so we get 4/9. Therefore, this idea that 4 divided by 9 is equal to 4/9 is an aspect of keep, change, and flip. And we could do this likewise with variables. But before we go into why this aspect of keep, change, flip works, let's talk about a grouping problem. Let's solve 20 divided by 4 by using grouping. Now there are two slightly different ways to use grouping to solve division problems. Let's talk about one of these ways for right now. Let's get 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's have it so each group has the same number of pom-poms, and let's have a total of 20 pom-poms. 1 pom-pom, 2 pom-poms, 3 pom-poms, 4 pom-poms, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now let's make sure that each group has the same number of pom-poms. Now this group has 5 pom-poms, this group has 5 pom-poms, this group has 5 pom-poms, and this group has 5 pom-poms. So each group has the same number of pom-poms. Now how many pom-poms does each group have? 5. And so 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. And this is one way to use grouping to solve division problems. To solve 4 divided by 9, we get 4 pieces and we arrange them in 9 groups and see how many in each group we have. So let's get 4 pieces. To arrange them into 9 groups, let's split up each circle into 9 parts. This will not change how much we have. We still have the same amount of gray. Now let's get each group. So here's the first group, here's the second group, here's the third group, here's the fourth group, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. So here are all the groups. Now let's just talk about one group. Let's talk about the green group. Let's put all the greens together. And how much do we have in this one group? We have 4/9, and therefore what's in one group is 4/9, and therefore 4 divided by 9 is equal to 4/9. Now let's talk about another visual to explain this idea of the fraction bar means divides, or that divide means the fraction bar. But before we do that, let's look at another grouping problem. Let's now solve 20 divided by 4 by using grouping. Now there are two slightly different ways to use grouping to solve division problems. Let's talk about the second way. Let's get 20 pom-poms. Now let's have groups where each group has 4 pom-poms. So here's one group of 4 pom-poms. Here is one group of 4 pom-poms. Here is one group of 4 pom-poms. Here is one group of 4 pom-poms. And here is one group of 4 pom-poms. How many groups do we end up with? 5 groups. So 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. Why is 6 divided by 2 equal to 6 halves? This is one way you can imagine 6 divided by 2. We get 6 pieces and we group them so that each group has 2 pieces. And here is the grouping where each group has 2 pieces. And how many groups do we have? We have 3 groups, and so 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Now notice this transformation, getting closer and closer to this picture. Now remember this picture because we'll be looking at it a little bit later. This is how you can imagine 6 halves. Think there are several halves and you want to have 6 of them. So here are some halves. And when there's 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, and 6 halves. And so here are 6 halves. How many whole pieces are there? And we have 3 whole pieces. And notice this looks a little bit similar to a picture we just saw. So this is one way to visualize that 6 divided by 2 is equal to 6 halves. Thank you for watching this video. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe, like, and comment. Here's a link to the playlist in which this video is a part of. Feel free to click on this link.